What is up, guys? Patrick here, and I'm back with part 3 of the key project. So last time we had been spraying these, and as you can see they're pretty much nearly there. I basically ran out of lacquer, as you can hear, nothing in there, and you can see the finish on them needs a little bit of work just to make them, they're perfectly smooth now, but I've sanded down a layer of lacquer, which is why they're all spotty like that. Once I've added that final layer of lacquer and polished them off, they should look perfect. So whilst I'm waiting for that lacquer, which I need to buy, obviously I've got my old keys here, and I had to go get these new ones cut for this. So if you have a look in this box here with all the key parts, I've got this new key here, focus, there we go, that new key, I've got new house key I'm going to add to the system, I've got the ignition key which I've already taken the rubber cover off. It was very easy, you just cut it off, you don't need to burn it or anything like I've seen in other videos. I've also got these new set of screws and or bolts and nuts, I guess they are. That is for putting together the Swiss Army knife again. So I will be doing that first bit. I need to get these screws out, make sure they're definitely the right size, what they should be, 2.5 mil, or sorry, 2 mil screws with 2.5 mil nuts, I believe. So yeah, let's get to it and start putting this back together. So first thing we need to do is get these screws here. Pour them out so I can see them, and then make sure they fit. So there is multiple parts to this inside this box. You've got 3 center sections, 3 layers as it were, for this pen knife, Swiss Army knife, and then where's the other bits? You've got these 2 bits here. So these are the separators, they go in between these bits here and basically ensure that there's gaps for the tool. So I'm going to try and put this together now. Try one of these screws, which is going to replace these little things here, and we'll go from there. So let's get going.
Et ne me reviens pas.
Okay, so what I've learned from that process there of adding the screws in is not to leave them too tightly, because you'll start to bend the metal. As you can see, this side is unsupported and that side, you know, slightly pushed in, whereas this side is supported, and you see it's quite a lot nicer and flatter. So yeah, these screws definitely work. They're going to need to be like I guess sanded down on the end there, so they're flat, nice and smooth like the other ones were, but apart from that I think it's pretty good. Now I've just got to work out how we cut these keys down. You see here I've used a permanent marker to make the shape of the actual tools. So I'm thinking I'm going to get a Dremel now and work out exactly how I'm going to cut these down. Right, so guys, I did realise actually in that last clip that I didn't have the right head for my Dremel, so I now have the correct piece for my Dremel, and we are now ready to start cutting these keys. So as you can see here, on each key I've kind of like measured them up against certain tools. I've also like drawn around them the areas, the black areas are the bit I need to cut out, and the other areas the bit I'm going to stay in. And then I need to also, so I'm going to also need to drill this little hole in there, as you can see. Now that shouldn't be too much of an issue because I have this here, which should be able to put in the right bit and then allow me to, you know, cut the perfect hole really. As you've seen before, this is pretty much all together now. It works fine. Obviously I just need to attach the tools into it. So got this here, charged up, let's get going.
ne reviens pas.
Right, next bit, got to cut off the end of this key. Let's get to it.
Et ne reviens pas.
Okay, so here is the next key. As you can see, this one's actually my house key, but got the outline there. This one's going to be a lot more to cut than the last one. Let's give it a go. So now I'm going to do the other car key. I've got it here. I'm just going to put it in the vise and we'll get going. Right, so while that battery charges, I am going to try and see if this key here, focus. Anyway, it's the door key. Let's see if this fits in the door and still, oh, I dropped it. See if it fits in the door and still works. Okay, so I've got this key here. And whilst the battery's charging, I'm going to go see if it will work in the car. So, this is simply the door key. So, push it in. Maybe that's the wrong way around. Push it in. Oh yeah, still works.